Okay, some of you. So uh, we'll continue with the discretization, the difference formula. So finite difference formulae. That's what we were discussing last time. So we wrote for a partial derivative with respect to x for some dependent variable u at point ij, where I is the x index and j is the y index. This we wrote as u I plus 1j minus u ij I delta x, where delta x is the distance between x I plus 1j minus x ij. That is the distance in x direction between two grid points. Also, we saw that this is called a forward difference formula. And there is some error associated with this. So we can write plus some truncation error here, because this partial derivative cannot be equal to this term here on the right hand side. This is only an approximation, and it will get better and better as we decrease delta x. Oh, okay. Let me try another way. Now is it better?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Yes. So we went up to this point. Now let us see backward difference and central difference as well, and see what is the truncation error in those cases. So let us write u at x minus delta x, or I minus 1j. This can be written as u at x plus, there will be minus delta x. So we are again writing Taylor series expansion at x minus delta x y. Here also it should be x comma y. And here also. Like this. Oh, sorry. This is at the point xy in Taylor series expansion. plus minus delta x whole square by 2 factorial, which is 2, dou x square at xy. We can write xy or we can write ij. Okay, xy are the points, xy are the coordinates of point which has indices I comma j, and so on. Delta x cube by 3 factorial x comma y and other terms. Now we can take uxy to the left hand side and write u xy y and divide throughout by delta x or minus delta x. Okay, and this is the term that we need, dou u by dou x at xy. And here, because we have divided throughout by minus delta x, so there will be an extra negative sign here, and you'll get minus delta x by 2 dou to u by dou x square at xy plus other higher order terms. So in this case, you will get delta x square by 6 dou 3u by dou x cube. So I'll just write dot dot here. These two minus signs cancel out. In terms of indices, if you have to write this, you can write ui comma j minus ui minus 1j by delta x. And if you take this series which is left out, if you take that to the left hand side, you can write plus order delta x. This is equal to dou u by dou x at xy, which is exact. At ij you can write if you want to write in terms of indices. Okay, so this is the backward difference formula, ij minus ui minus 1j. And you can see the order of error is same as that for the forward difference formula. Now let us see central difference formula. And how do we get order delta x square there? So let us write the Taylor series expansion again. If you remember the central difference formula, that is ui plus 1j minus ui minus 1j by 2 delta x. Okay, distance between the points is 2 delta x and the points are I plus 1 and I minus 1. So we need Taylor series expansions for I plus 1j and I minus 1j at those points. So let us write ui plus 1j. This will be equal to uij. Now I am writing in terms of indices directly, plus delta x dou u by dou x at point ij plus delta x square by 2 dou 2u by dou x square at ij plus delta x cube by 6 at ij and so on. Now let us write ui minus 1j. This is uij minus delta x dou u by dou x at ij plus because minus minus will become plus here, delta x square minus delta x cubed by 6 ij and so on. Now if I write this formula ui plus 1 minus ui minus 1, I'll need to subtract the second equation from the first equation. On the left hand side I will get that formula for central difference. So let me write that ui plus 1 minus ui minus 1. This will be equal to, so subtracting that, you will get 2 delta x here, dou u by dou x ij. Then the second term will cancel out. The third term will become delta x cubed by 3. Yeah, this was a cube. Ij. And then you can imagine what the, sorry. So here, yeah, this is fine. So you can imagine the other terms. They will look like delta x power 5 by, there will be 5 factorial there. So 2 times this by 5 factorial. And there will be dou 5u by dou x5 and so on. So now let us divide throughout by 2 delta x. This 2 delta x cancels out. You will get delta x square here, and you will get a 2 here. This 2 will cancel out. You will get delta x power 4 there. So you can see what is the order of error. The leading term is delta x square. So the order of error is delta x square. This is the truncation error, and the order of that error is delta x square. So you can see that the central difference formula for approximating a first order derivative has the least error. Okay, it is order delta x square, whereas forward and backward differences have order delta x error. Is this clear? Any question? About what we are doing here? So just to revise the big picture here, why we are doing this. A computer does not understand differentiation, integration, all these things. So we cannot directly solve equations like this. This is the continuity equation where u is velocity in x direction, v is velocity in the y direction. We cannot directly give this equation to a computer to solve. We need to convert this in some form where there are only addition, subtraction, multiplication, division. These are the basic expressions that a computer understands. It cannot do differentiation for us. It cannot integrate an equation for us. So we have to convert it in a form that a computer can solve. So we have divided the domain into several points. This is called a grid. These are different points where we are going to store our variables. So u will be stored here, v will be stored here. This is x direction, this is y direction. uv will be stored only at these points. They are not defined everywhere in the domain. because because it depends on the memory of your computer, how many points you can have in your domain, or how fast you want your computation to be. As many points there are in the domain, the more time it will take to solve the problem for a computer, because it needs to solve this equation at each and every point. This equation is valid at each and every point of the domain. Okay. So this was the reason why we wanted to convert this equation for every point which we have chosen, which we have sampled from the domain. So let's say you are at this point called I comma j. I is the x index, j is the y index, which means if you start from here, this is 1 comma 1, then this is 2 comma 1, 3 comma 1, and this ij which I have marked, this becomes 3 comma 2. So dou u by dou x at point 3 comma 2 will be u3, if you want to write in, it depends how you want to write it now. It can be expressed in terms of forward difference, backward difference, or central difference. So let us write now for central difference. What will it look like? So it will be u4 comma 2 minus u2 comma 2 divided by the distance between 4 comma 2 and 2 comma 2, which we are calling 2 delta x. Delta x is the distance between any two grid points. Okay. So now we have expressed this derivative in terms of subtraction or addition, you can say. Okay, I hope this is clear. Now in Navier-Stokes equations, let me write it again, the momentum equation. What I wrote just now is the continuity equation, dou u by dou x plus dou v by dou y equal to 0. That is for an incompressible fluid. Now let me write the momentum equation also. In the vector form, it looks like rho dou u by dou t, partial derivative of velocity with respect to time. If I'm writing this in vector form, then this is a vector. So you will have three equations, one for the x velocity, one for the y, and one for the z, if there are three dimensions. So this plus u dot del u if I have a Newtonian fluid, simple fluids like water, air, then I can write directly mu dou 2 u by dou x square plus dou 2 u by dou y square plus dou 2 u by dou z square if there are three dimensions. So let me restrict myself to 2 here. And plus additional forces like gravity, magnetic forces, and so on. I'm neglecting all those for now. In this equation, you need to discretize each and every term. If I write it for only x direction, then it looks like this. If let's say u is the x velocity without any vector symbol over it, plus in 2 dimensions, it looks like this. Okay. This is the momentum equation for x direction. Similarly, we can write for y direction. It will be similar. u will become v in that equation in some places. So let us see each and every term. The first term, now we know how to discretize it. If we are solving this equation on a computer, then time also we need to discretize. We cannot solve at each and every point in time. So we need to say that, let's say we want the solution at time t equal to 0.01, then we want the solution at time t equal to 0.02, 0.03, and so on. We cannot solve for every time, because then you will have to solve infinitely many equations, even if you want to go from time t equal to 0 to 0.1, because there are infinite number of points in between. So you have to choose a time step. In this case, the time step represented by delta t is 0.01, or you can have an adaptive time step also, so that the time step changes with time. Let's say initially some process is very fast and then it becomes slow. Then initially you can have a smaller time step and later on you can increase it. Okay, that way you can efficiently solve the problem in time. Okay, so how to write this derivative for a computer to understand this? You can write u, just like we have subscript for the space indices I comma j. In CFD, this is generally the convention to write the time index in the superscript. So we will write n for time. Let's say the next time step is represented by n plus 1 and the current by n. So you will write with a forward difference formula, you can write un plus 1 I comma j minus un I comma j by delta t. This is the forward difference formula for dou u by dou t. N is not the power, n plus 1 is not the power. This is just the superscript which says that this is the velocity at space point I comma j and time step n at nth time step. So this is the first time step, this is the second, this is the third, and so on. So there will be an nth time step, that is this one. And this is the n plus 1th time step, the one after this, where we want to calculate the solution. Okay, and then the second term u dou u by dou x, that can be written as uij. Dou u by dou x can be written with forward, central, or backward difference formula. Anyone? Let us use forward difference here also. Ui plus 1j minus uij by delta x. But here, which time do you take for all these velocities? The current time step, that is n, or do you take n plus 1, or do you take n plus 1 for all of them? So we have a lot of choices, as you can see here. For every term, there are a lot of choices. This makes CFD an art, kind of. So you have so many choices in an equation. There are not just these three, forward, central, and backward difference. There are infinitely many possible ways of writing the difference formula. Okay, and which one gives you the most accurate solution? Which one is most efficient? That you have to choose. Okay, these different ways of writing an equation are called different schemes also. and we'll talk about these schemes later on. Okay. Then the third term, v dou u by dou y, that can also be written v at ij at n, and then u at ij plus 1 minus u at ij by delta y. Okay. Similarly, pressure can be discretized, the pressure term on the right hand side. But now we have not seen how to discretize these terms, the second derivative. So now let us see that, how to do it. Is this clear till now? Is there any question you can ask? Okay. So let us take this term at ij. Now this term you can write as dou by dou x of dou u by dou x. Now you know what is dou by dou x of something. Let's say this is phi, where phi is dou u by dou x. So you can write dou phi by dou x, you can approximate as by delta x. And then let us write phi here, let us expand it. Phi is dou u by dou x at I plus 1j minus dou u by dou x at ij by delta x. Now you can write what is dou u by dou x at I plus 1j. So now can you do this and let me know, write it on the chat window. Use forward difference for both of these terms. You have some solutions here. Well, if you do it this way, and if you use forward difference formula, Yeah. Then the last two are correct here in the chat window that I can see. Okay. So let me write it here. This will be ui plus 2 minus u difference for this, and by delta x, that will go in the denominator and it will make it delta x square, and then you have minus ui plus 1j minus ui. So it becomes ui plus 2 minus 2 ui plus 1 plus uij. Okay. But here you can see that if I draw the grid, and this is ij, let's say, this is I plus 1, this is I plus 2. So you can see you are using 3 points here. Ij, I plus 1j, I plus 2j. And this is on one side of the point ij, on the right hand side. So this may be good if you are at a wall here and you want this uh, dou to u by dou x square. Okay, we will see one more way of calculating this to show you how there are many possible ways of deriving this formula. Now, although there are no points existing between these grid points, we don't have the data at those points, but we can still write the derivative at those points. So we'll write dou u by dou x at I plus half j at I minus half j by delta x, because I plus half and I minus half, although these 2 points do not exist, but we don't even need the derivatives at those points because we are going to convert these derivatives into expressions for u directly. So here we are saying that if these are the points, let's say this is I comma j, this is I plus half, and this is I minus half, and the distance between them is still delta x. If the grid is uniform, if the distances between all the grids are same, then we can write this. And then dou u by dou x at I plus half. This can be written in terms of I plus 1 and I comma j. Okay, so this can be written as ui plus 1j minus uij by delta x. And the second expression at I minus half, that can be written in terms of I minus 1 and ij. So that is u ij minus I minus 1j by delta x and whole by delta x. So this becomes ui plus 1j minus 2uij plus ui minus 1j by delta x square. This is another formula where we are using the 2 points neighboring this ij. But there is a big difference between the two formulas that we have derived. Let's call this 2. And this is 1. What is the difference between these two? In the first one, we have used forward differences, where the order of error is order delta x. And in the second one, we have used actually central difference. It looks like forward difference, but if you see carefully, what we did here, I plus half minus I minus half by delta x. So we are using the 2 points which are on either side of this ij. So this is a central difference that we are writing. And then when we are at I plus half and we wrote this formula, ui plus 1 minus uij by delta x, for I plus half, for this point, these 2 points are on either side of this point. So this is also a central difference formula. And we have seen that for central difference, order of error is less than that of forward difference. So the order of error here is delta x square. But the order of error here is just delta x. So this you can derive also using Taylor series expansions. Okay. Is there any question?
So
Yes.
in the second formula, then it should be 2 delta x, because I plus half comma j and I minus half comma j will have.
Okay. Yeah. So let me explain this. The distance between I plus 1 and I is delta x. So we are saying that this is delta x and this is delta x. So distance between every grid point is delta x. Therefore, the distance between I plus half and I, this distance will be delta x by 2. Okay. So the distance between I plus half and I minus half will be delta x. Is that fine?
No, sir, I'm talking about the denominator in the like dou u by dou x I plus half comma j minus dou u by dou x I minus half comma j divided by 2 delta x.
This one, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. So let us see that again. This is I comma j. This is I plus half comma j. And this is I minus half comma j. The denominator is, so let me write the dou u by dou x or dou phi by dou x at ij. I wrote it as phi at I plus half comma j minus phi at I minus half comma j. Then in the denominator, I will have x at I plus half comma j minus x at I minus half comma j. Right. So instead of phi, I have written dou u by dou x there in that formula. Now what is x at I plus half minus x at I minus half? What is the distance between I plus half and I minus half? Is it delta x or 2 delta x?
So delta x.
Yes. So that's why we have
But
written,
sir, the central difference formula takes 2 delta x.
right. So that is 2 delta x. When we wrote I plus 1 comma j, sorry. Yes. When we write u at I plus 1 comma j minus u at I minus 1 comma j, then it becomes 2 delta x because x at I plus 1 comma j minus x at I minus 1 comma j is 2 delta x.
Yes, sir, it's clear.
Okay. Yeah, this may seem a little bit confusing, but if you see it carefully, it will make sense. Is there any other question? Okay. Now, I showed you that there are several ways of writing this. You can imagine.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello, sir.
Yes.
Sir, I have a question.
Yeah, please tell me.
Sir, how do you say that the order of the error is of the second order? Like you said in the.
Okay. Yeah. So the order of error for central difference we derived as second order.
Yes, sir.
So that was order delta x square. If you write the Taylor series expansion for these, I have written this as the expression for dou 2u by dou x square at ij, which is not correct. There should be plus some error, that is truncation error.
Yes, sir.
Right. So if you write the entire Taylor series expansion, about point I plus for point I plus half j about point ij, and Taylor series expansion for I minus half j about point ij, and subtract those two equations, you will get some truncation error.
Okay, sir.
Okay.
That will be the order of delta x square.
Yes, that will be actually order delta x by 2 square, because here we have I minus half and I plus half. The distance from point I to I plus half is delta x by 2. So you will get order delta x by 2 square, which is similar to, you can say, order delta x square. It is less than that.
Okay, sir.
Okay. And similarly, when you are writing the Taylor series expansion for dou u by dou x at I plus half j, and you are writing u I plus 1j minus u ij by delta x, this is not also correct. There should be some truncation error here as well. Okay. So when you write that truncation error, you will get order delta x by 2 square again. So that gets added up for all the terms, and finally you will get order delta x square for everything.
Okay, sir.
Yeah. So if you want, I can derive this thoroughly in one of the recorded lectures and send that to you. Okay. So now that we have derived the difference formulae for each and every term in the Navier-Stokes equations, now we can write the entire equation, discretized equation, and then solve it on a computer using some solution method. but there are many problems that arise. It is not that simple. Like here, I wrote the finite difference formulae for each and every term. If the equation is written like this, it will not give a correct solution. It will blow up. This is unstable. Okay. So there are issues of stability in computational simulations. What that means is that this error that you have, actually this is not uh, the actual equation. There is some truncation error here, okay, which comes from all these equations. For some it is order delta x square, for some it is order delta x, or order delta t in this case, right, in the first term. So these errors can grow up in time. This is time and this is error. When you are solving with time, the errors can grow. Let's say the error was 0 initially, it became order delta t, then it grew up like that, and it reached a magnitude which is of the order of your velocity. Okay, so that becomes significant. That is what it means. Then your actual velocity, let's say with time, let's say it was supposed to be a steady flow or an accelerating flow, whatever it was, and this solution gets added to this velocity at a particular time and it gives you something else. Okay, and in these cases where it is unstable, it actually becomes infinite. It becomes unbounded. So that is a problem. We cannot use this solution as a proper solution of the equations. This is wrong. So there is a consideration of stability of different schemes that we use to solve these equations and the difference formula that we use. So we will talk about this stability in more detail and how to ensure that the equation that we have written is stable. Okay, so all these things we'll discuss in the next class, in the next few classes actually. So thank you. If there is any question, you can ask now, and we'll stop here. Okay, thank you.